I'm William Hitchen, and today I'm going to be talking you through the argument of, is social media really benefiting us? So I'd like to begin this presentation with two questions. The first question, do you love social media? And the second question, do you find it a burden? I myself, if I were to categorise this, I'd place myself in the second category. On it because I must be. But don't take this to heart. 81% of students agreed that social media had a positive influence on their lives. Yes, it does. But we can't know any better. This is all the information we have. We've never lived in a time before social media to compare, to see if times would have been better. We've just been forced into this hole of social media. But the things we can do is change, and never stop changing. Never stop changing how we interact with social media, and never stop changing how we view social media, until we have a perfect solution to it. So the future generations can't come to us and blame us for their faults in the future. 700 students found that depressive, helplessness, worthlessness were all linked to their social media interactions. This was the same generation that 81% thought had a positive influence on their lives. So how is there such a controversial argument in such a well-known documented area? Oh, it's because of one thing. We love it. We can't get enough of social media. It's all around us, it's everywhere. Advertisement, phoning people, everything we do has social media interacted with it. Phoning Uncle Jim over in America, phoning Auntie Suzanne over in Australia. All these things couldn't be done without social media. So, while we are doing this though, we are getting people like our grandparents, people like our friends who can't afford the new technology to be able to access social media, our parents who aren't as on it as we are. We are getting these people, and these people will mean the most to us in our future. Another issue we have in our generation is sleep. Sleeping has never been a problem in any before generations. This is because nighttime was a time for sleeping. There was nothing that could be done at night. The sun wasn't out, it was a time for either reading, sleeping or talking. In our generation, we can do anything with these hours. We can go out and kill dragons at 2 o'clock in the morning on our phones. We can message until the rise of the sun. We can do anything. And this is holding our sleep back. And this is making us a generation of zombies. And the next thing affecting our sleep is blue light. Blue light created from our phones is keeping us awake even when we don't want to be. It has control over us even when we don't want it to. And how bad is that? Would you let anything control you when you haven't got as control over it? No. It may seem like I'm leading you down the classic route of ban social media. It's horrible, there's no use to it, but I'm not. I am more realistic than that. There's no fantasy world where we can go into where social media isn't in our lives. No. But we can limit ourselves. We can take power back from social media. And the ways in which, I've got a few guidelines in which we can do that and work on that together. Number 1, put your phone down when you're with friends, family, in person. You're in person. Why do you need to be with anyone else at that time? Spend time with them, make memories with them, and I'm sure you won't regret that in the future. Secondly, leave your phone at home at least 3 times a week. Choose days in which you have limited phone use, and this will benefit you greatly. You won't just find other ways to interest yourself. You'll find ways to complete your work more efficiently. You won't have a distraction of your phone to your left to distract you from your work, and I'm sure your life will get a lot better. But lastly, this is a factor that I think has been most influenced by social media. And that is the art of conversation. An art that goes back millions of years. An art that sets humanity different from the rest. It's our verbal communication skills and the start of social media. But we need to go back to these times when we can make a conversation. I first noticed this with my granny. I used to go shopping with her a lot when I was younger, and I always think it's the most embarrassing time of my life, because my granny would talk to everyone. There's no one in the shop she wouldn't talk to, from the biggest guy to the smallest woman, to the fattest person to the skinniest person. She had no judgment who she talked to, and everyone had a positive outlook on her when she made a conversation. Because a conversation is important. A conversation is how we're supposed to communicate naturally, and we need to go back to that. We first make our habits, and then our habits make us. Don't let social media have us, but let's have social media. Thank you.
Is that good?
Yeah, how long? That's really good.
Oh,